Good day, brothers and sisters. Another day to spend with the Lord. Come, let us listen and reflect on His Word.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voice, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." And when he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." As they were going, they were cleansed. And one of them, realizing he had been healed, returned, glorifying God in loud voice. And he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, "10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God?" Then he said to him, "Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Gratefulness. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit the entire globe in 2020, our country appeared to be one of the most unprepared to deal with its adverse effects and after effects. Despite this reality of unpreparedness, our doctors, nurses, and other medical healthcare providers who were among those in the front line stood up to serve the people. They courageously attended to the needs of those who were infected while trying their best to stop the virus from spreading. Many of them even gave up their lives. However, and sadly, the narratives of fear and self-preservation spread faster than COVID-19. In spite of the sacrifices of our doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel, there were many reports of discrimination against them. They were ostracized due to baseless fears and wrong judgment. This is a classic example of how wrong people could be in their judgment and how ungrateful people could become when they allow some external factors to block them from hearing God's voice speaking from within. Wrong judgment is often a byproduct of our inability to hear the voice of goodness speaking from within us. Gratefulness is its opposite. Gratefulness is hearing the voice of goodness speaking from our very core and heeding whatever it tells us, overcoming fear and going beyond the impulse that pulls us towards self-preservation. Today's Gospel narrates the Lucan peculiar story about the healing of the 10 lepers by Jesus. Upon meeting Jesus, they cry out, pleading Jesus to heal them. Jesus instructs them to show themselves to the priests. The priests must examine them and determine if they are already cleansed of their leprosy. They all initially heed Jesus' instruction. One of them, a Samaritan, realizes that he has been healed. Rather than going to the priests, he goes back to Jesus in order to give thanks. It is what the voice of goodness tells him to do. The narrative ends with Jesus' remarks addressed to the Samaritan, "Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you." The Samaritan is not merely healed. Through his faith, he is saved. This echoes our gospel last Sunday when the apostles as a group plead Jesus to increase their faith. In today's gospel, there is a group of 10 lepers who plead Jesus for healing. All are healed, but only one is saved. Only the one who has faith is saved, a non-Jew or an outsider as he is. Now we understand what it means to have faith with the size of a mustard seed. It is the kind of faith that is capable of discerning what is merely being commanded by external factors from what is being said by the voice of goodness residing in our core. When we listen to this voice of goodness, we can never end up with wrong judgment. When we heed this voice, we cannot be otherwise but grateful